every sort of negative connotation. So anyhow, okay.
Yeah,
So I think Suhail will join shortly. So we are live on YouTube. So everyone, okay. Now officially it is time to start the meeting. First, as the de facto Sergeant Arms, it is my obligation to announce that this meeting will be live streamed, and if you wish not to be recorded, let us know in advance. By participating in this meeting, whether in person or online, you are by default giving us consent to see and hear you. And yes, this announcement is very necessary in 2025 because I've encountered a situation in an online meeting in USA, where when a lady was asked to turn on her screen during table topics, and she literally screamed that, "Who are you to ask me to turn on my screen? You don't have my consent to do that." So yeah, let's cover all the bases here. And all right. So now, as the de facto president, because again, our president is stuck at work, he'll try to join in if he can. So, before we move on, a few housekeeping announcements. First of all, the usual, which is the changes to the agenda. The first change is that Toastmaster Imran Rana will be actually doing table topics instead of table topics evaluator. And we will not have table topics evaluator role today unless Toastmaster Asif Malik wants to do that. Okay,
okay,
but
why not give table topic master role to ask and I can table topic evaluation?
mm, what do you think, Asif? Would you like to do table topics master?
You just have to call the
Call the people on the stage, assign them topics.
Okay.
Great. Okay. So we have a table topics master, Toastmaster Asif Malik, and we have table topics evaluator, Toastmaster Imran Rana. Let me also remind you, Toastmaster Imran, that you are also evaluating a speech. And let me just announce that change. This is all, you know.
That's why
Sorry, who?
Mohammed Azbar
Yeah, he should be joining soon.
invite more the IQ in the
Yeah. Toastmaster Arish Khan. Good. Somebody reads the agenda. Great. All right. So yes, so DTM Sarfraz Nazir, uh, he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Imran. Okay. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's about it for the agenda changes. So now on to the.
But he has two roles as well.
Yeah, actually he's not coming today, hence the changes. So all right.
She didn't read.
So now, no, she didn't read. She didn't read the messages that went on between myself and Fahim, obviously. So anyhow, so now on to the president's role, and everybody knows about Toastmasters, so we can dispense with the introduction of Toastmasters today. We have a guest today, all the way from Lahore. Toastmasters, please reintroduce yourselves.
Okay, I am Sohail Gibran. Just a second. Yes, I am Sohail Gibran and I am from Lahore Toastmasters Club. And I keep on attending your meetings and I really enjoy them and try to learn from you people.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Suhail. Let me just say that you are a very valuable addition to the community because every time you participate in the meeting, you bring so much life and wisdom to it. So thank you so much for being part of the Toastmasters community. And now the other piece of business is, of course, our last week's meeting, which occurred exactly 1 week ago. And I also have an announcement to make. But first, last week's winners. So best speaker went to myself and DTM Sarfraz. Sorry, last week's winner went to DTM Sarfraz and myself as joint winners. Best table topic speaker, Toastmaster Base Ahmed. Best evaluator, DTM Sarfraz. And best Big Four, Toastmaster Irfan Taj. And best facilitator, once again, Toastmaster Base Ahmed. Now, there's another piece of business which I would like to table before the club, and it will also be circulated on the club's WhatsApp group, which is the matter of adjustment to the financials. So last meeting, we had a shortfall, and that shortfall was paid by myself. I think that was around Toastmaster 2,000?
Yes.
All right. So, and how much balance do we have?
The cash that I have.
Yeah.
Around 3,005.
No, after, before right now you have 5,000.
If I got
Okay. Okay, so this will be tabled before the club members. In due course, it's just an announcement because we don't have a simple majority present. Some people are non-members and still they're sneaked into the meeting anyhow. So, all right. So moving on.
Are you talking about medium surplus or this?
Oh, we have already assigned. But we have an evaluation. Okay, so there may be, Madam TMOD, there may be more changes to the agenda. So stand by, okay? So now that was the first piece of business. The second piece is that other than that, executive committee has not reached any decisions that need ratification by the member body. And third, a very important announcement. Mashallah, we reached 25 renewals before September 30, and that is a stunning achievement because in my 9 or 10 years with Karachi Toastmasters Club, I've seen only a handful of times that we've fulfilled this target before September 30. And you know what's the reason? I would like to pay tribute to the entire executive committee, our VP membership, VP PR, our president, and of course, DTM Sarfraz, who is who is a past president, but he sets the example by motivating other members to renew. So he plays a very important role. I would also like to pay a tribute to a silent but very active shadow VP membership, who is DTM Samir, because to this day, he responds to all the queries that are received at the KTC address, and he guides them, he directs them to this meeting. So most new members that we have, their first correspondence has been with DTM Samir. So round of applause for the executive committee. We are the first community club in the district to reach this milestone. And I'm thoroughly grateful to the members because I know renewals are not easy by any means. Amount is not immaterial by any means. And your timely renewal actually helps us keep motivated and keeps us, it drives us to deliver more and more value. So, just as a side note, please also note that Karachi Toastmasters Club has a network of associated clubs, Quantum Leap, Wordwise, and Eloquent Ecos, and all three are advanced clubs. And KTC members can participate in those club meetings without taking up their membership as a matter of understanding between the clubs and the mother club. So that's just one of the additional benefits that KTC members have. And okay, do we have any other piece of business? No, I don't think so. So with that now, and we have a valuable guest who's also a speaker today, Ares Khan. Toastmaster Ares, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Toastmaster Aris, and I am currently the VP Education of LUMS Energy Institute Toastmasters Club, currently working as a research associate at LUMS.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Ares. So we are looking forward to, inshallah, your project today. Thank you so much for joining us today. And with that, finally, at long last, it is time to introduce the Toastmaster of the day, who is our VPPR and who is a very hello, sir. Okay. Okay. Thank you. And who has become a very active member of approximately 342 committees in District 122.
Yeah, that's good.
Like one month ago, I stopped counting. So she's of course doing the public relation duties for Karachi Toastmasters Club. She's also doing public relation duties for the division. She's also doing PR duties for the program quality team. And uh, given the fact that both respective bodies operate completely independently of each other, as if the other does not exist. So her work is ballooning to the point that she is questioning, did I come to Toastmasters for this or to enhance my communication and leadership skills? So everyone, please put your hands together for a rare, what's that? For someone very rare, because I'm fond of saying to my fellow KTC members that it has been years since we had a okay. Since we had a normal VPPR. So
Thanks,
we,
Sultana.
we used to have one, but unfortunately he got busy. And after that, suffice it to say that we did not have a normal VPPR until Tessin came along. So thank you so much, Tessin, for providing that vital exception. And finally, the stage is yours. No, I think we
Thank you very much, VP Education, TBH. I started blushing actually at a point. My fellow Toastmasters, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. I don't know who is sleeping, who has just got up, or who has jet lag. Muhammad Asghar actually has landed to Karachi in the morning, and I think he still is having a jet lag. So for him, it's a good morning. For us all, it's a good evening. I hope you all are doing great, by the way. You all look great and in good form. So, after a wonderful introduction about the club by our VP Education, who is the acting president for some time as well, I would like to tell you one very beautiful thing about myself, which happened actually a decade back. When I was preparing for my first visit to UAE, so myself, my pupil, and some of my very close relatives, we all were 100% sure that I will never get a job there. Who will hire me? I mean, me? Really? We all were 100% sure and confident about it. But then there was a different plan of Allah. I don't know how, somehow, the inside barriers got broken themselves. The first residency I got, the first day at my job at UA, the first project we achieved, the first promotion I got, the first submission to the Cannes Lions International Awards, the first Coke Studio project I got, the first speech I gave at Toastmasters. Things started going on. And now, at some point, I do realize that I was holding myself so tightly that I was unable to hear out my inner voice, my inner strengths. I wasn't listening to any of the inner strength. The greatest barrier we hold are the limitations which we create for ourselves and within ourselves. It's somehow I feel like it's the time to connect, to overstand. Not to understand that we all possess a lot of internal powers. Yes, that's true. We understand it. But somehow we keep ourselves in the cages which we have created, and no other person has to actually act as our enemy. Every conundrum we face, every whisper our internal fear gives us. No, you can't. Is actually a merely challenge to see how much we can push our inner self and break those boundaries and be a rock star. At times, we get so much hooked up in the frivolous moments. Oh, someone will judge me. What if I didn't perform well? Oh my God. Oh my God, if this happened, if that happened. And the constant inner voice that was yelling internally is again caged. And actually, when we come out of it and give our A game, that is the moment when it tells us, I was right as rain. It's time to embrace the flamboyant character of each of us, which is inspiring, which is bold, and which is unapologetically alive. With these, I would like to tell each of you, just feel the limitless person inside you and be yourself. So let's start the meeting with our official introduction of the role players. I think we don't have to go with the each and every introduction because all the members are Toastmasters, or shall
We
we?
can go with them today.
Okay, cool.
A little bit.
Okay, so who is the so our listener of the day is Toastmaster Muhammad Asif, and he would be listening the amazing sentences which we all will be using throughout, and then at the end he will be asking. The grammarian and word master is TBH Talab bin Hamid, and the word of the day is overstand. So try to use it as much as you can.
I need the stage to define the word.
Okay, so now I will give only 10 seconds to TBH because the stage is mine today.
Okay, so overstand conventionally means you must have heard understand, but this word overstand, it conventionally means to insist on something, to stick to some point, right? And if you use it in a sentence, it would be that Toastmaster of the day is overstanding on the point that I will only get 10 seconds to define the role. And the second usage, which has grown in usage, is actually in African American vernacular, which means to completely understand. So, yes, eyebrows will be raised because we are not supposed to use the words used by African Americans, although I don't know how they can speak English and then put all these limitations on everyone that's not there. So, apologies for this. Feel free to use overstand in both its meanings. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you very much, Talab bin Hamid, DTM TBH. And our counter of the day is Toastmaster Rizwan Ahmed, and he will be secretly noticing. So ifs. So be very careful of him. And Listener is Toastmaster Asif Malik. Vote counter is DTM Talha bin Hamid. And timer.
In person, can you do?
And online.
Can you? And online, I can.
Okay, so the in-person timer is Toastmaster Ibarra, is our sweetest, and online DTM Talha bin Hamid, although he hates to do that, but ultimately every time.
Pretty soon you will be forced to do that because Toastmasters level completions will ask everyone to do timer. I can't wait for the day.
I can design an exclusive certificate for Talha bin Hamid that he has been the best timer of the century. So the vote counter will be Talha bin Hamid, and let's move towards the first segment of our today's meeting, which is the prepared speeches. And the second segment will be table topics. Our table topic master is Toastmaster Asif, and our table topics evaluator is Toastmaster Imran Rana. And our journal evaluator is Muhammad Azhar, who will be joining. Oh, he is here. Okay, great. So let's go towards the first speech. Toastmaster Muhammad Azhar, are you ready for the first speech, or shall I call someone else before you? He's forgetting some.
Joke master.
Oh, how dare me. I apologize, ma'am. I will be on my knees today. I'm so sorry. So let me invite our joke master, Toastmaster Hiba.
Okay. Fellow Toastmasters and guests. The fact that Head and Shoulders doesn't have a body wash called Knees and Toes disappoints me.
Okay.
Why was the artichoke so generous? Artichoke is no, because it has a big heart. Artichoke is a vegetable.
Yeah.
This is for all the married people. Marriage is like a video game, starts off easy, then gets harder, and eventually you go online and find a way to cheat.
Really? I will let you know from
I just got kicked out of a secret cooking society. I spilled the beans. Will glass coffins be a success? Remains to be seen.
Remains to be seen. Wow.
And the last one, nothing can warm your heart like family. Too bad it's from making your blood boil. Thank you.
Thank you for making up the day, Hiba. You are as good as always. And I think my second certificate will be Toastmaster Hiba Race because she is our permanent joke master. So are you a guest?
No.
Okay. So do we need to call her? No? Shall we?
I think we can. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Would you please? So we have one.
She's our former member, Toastmaster Fidazis.
Oh, okay. Would you like to introduce yourself, please? Okay. So we have a guest here.
You'll be audible from there too, so you can introduce.
Toastmaster Fiza.
My name is Fiza Aziz.
Mhm.
I've been a Toastmaster since 2023 to 2024. Then I left Toastmasters and I was focusing on my job. Right now, I'm an assistant manager in compliance division in UBL. Here I am with my real family.
Welcome back, Toastmaster Fiza, and hope to see you soon as a regular member. So we have two bankers today, Toastmaster Fiza and Toastmaster Rizwan. So now let's see how much they count on the numbers, and we have two number guys already, Toastmaster Imran Rana and TBH. I hope these four people will not make the meeting boring today. I hope. So the first segment we were about to move was the is actually prepared speeches. And our first prepared speaker is a dear one who is very dearest friend of Talha bin Hamid and who is soon to be a DTM. And when I say soon, I have at least 50 O's between S and N. So let me invite Toastmaster Let me check in Google. Okay, he is checking something in on Google. Let me invite Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar's evaluator, who is Toastmaster Hiba Rais. Hiba, would you please join the stage and introduce his speech details?
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Asghar is doing motivational strategies, level 2, project communication style. The title of the speech is My Style. Time is 5 to 7 minutes. And the objective, I'm just downloading it. Okay, there are two objectives. The first one is the purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. And the second one is the purpose of this speech is for the member to share the impact of his or her style on others. Over to you, Toastmaster Akbar.
DTM Tala bin Ahmed, my Toastmaster colleagues, guests. Communication is not just a technical skill. To me, it is the oxygen of social life. Like oxygen, we couldn't be without communication. Like oxygen, it is not something nice to have, but an essential thing to survive. Unlike oxygen, people, however, conduct their communication in various styles. This pathway not only facilitated me to identify four styles, but also helped me to identify my own styles. But let me describe this different style of communication first. The first style is direct. This style is much like its name. It is direct. Those who have this styles are focused and their pace is fast and decisive. It is said that Abraham Lincoln once famously said that USA needs one-hand man, because at that time people used to say that on the one hand we do this, on the other hand we do this. Lincoln didn't like them. They called them confused. So he says America needs one-hand man. In other words, needs someone who is focused, fast, and decisive. The second style is supportive. The supportive style or with dislike rapid change. They may appear indecisive, but due to their listening skills, others see them as cooperative. I pinpoint Imran Rana for this style. He may disagree with me, but to me, he is indecisive some of the time, but has a very strong listening skills. I fortunately can see Imran right now. He looked as if he might speak, but instead stayed silent. He was tempted to respond with an answer he had gathered in his mind, but he knew that would be a clear intervention in my 7 minutes speech. So thank you, Imran Rana. The third one is initiative style. People from this style are often perceived as self-assured, innovative, and persuasive. They are considered energetic, enthusiastic, and sociable. DTM Tala, I think, has this style. His personality ticks many boxes of this initiative style. And if I'm not wrong, once he mentioned this style as most favorite style. I wish I had asked him the impact of his style on me. I wanted to intervene in his speech, but I thought he would go out of control. If, for example, I asked him what had happened to my DTM title. Yes, he otherwise assured me the other day that one day I would be a DTM. The fourth one is analytical. The person with this style of communication is usually task-oriented, I called with tunnel vision. Is diplomatic, he or she is slow. They like a structured, ordered, and functional environment. Over here, I believe I can tick certain boxes of this style. Now, did I foresee that such a style would happen to me? Of course not. I have reached this considered opinion after the feedback and the impact of my behavior and the work ethic or from my work environment, because I believe that the profession also shapes your style. Being in public sector, I was sort of coerced or tricked to be analytical, because that is how public sector or government sector largely conducts its business. It is slow in its phase. I also like to operate in a defined structure, a hallmark of analytical approach. The only deviation from this style is our nuisance value. We usually uh, uh, adopt this nuisance value for rent seeking, and I'm sure some of you is aware about the term, the style, and the behavior. Now the impact is for all to see. Nothing moves in me. 7 years without DTM title. Nothing moves in public sector or government. 76 years, no improvement. We basically both don't believe that the sky is falling until a chunk of it falls on us. Dear Toastmaster, though all communication styles points to the broad parameter of our personality, I believe they are not rigidly divided into categories and do not operate with mathematical exactness. Now, for example, if you want to come to the point quickly, I believe you must be direct or Lankan's one-hand man rather than beat the bushes around and bringing various justifications, knowledge, hypotheses. So it seems that regardless of what style we normally adopt, sometime we communicate as per situation, not with the style that we have. I invite you to imagine. Just imagine that TM Asgar is stuck in a heavy rain, surrounded by standstill traffic in Shara Faisal. And his mother-in-law or my mother-in-law is instructing me to reach immediately. Do you think I can still be a silent, passive, patient, slow, and analytical person? You wish. Toastmaster of the day.
What a wonderful depiction of all the communication styles. Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar, I think you have chosen a wrong pathway. You should have chosen the engaging humor because it is something naturally inbuilt in you. What a great speech. Your evaluator will let you know more. But I have a question for you, Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar. You said that if you were stuck in the traffic and someone like your mother-in-law called and asked you to arrive immediately, what will be the internal barriers you will break that time? Please tell us
I will
as
break
per
my
the theme
long
of the day.
I will break my long-held belief and the style that I'm adopting 22 years, because I always need a triggering point to go outside my comfort zone and do what I usually don't do in the normal circumstances.
Okay, so that will be your limitless style. Interesting. With this, let me call the second speaker of the day, who is our very respected and one of the pillars of Karachi Toastmaster Club, none other than DTM Sarfaraz Nazir. And his speech will be evaluated by soon to be DTM and area director of District 57, Toastmaster Wase Ahmed. Please.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening, everyone. What a way to be back in person by evaluating DTM Sarfaraz Nazir. Okay, DTM Sarfaraz Nazir is going to present his speech from Pathway Presentation Mastery Level 1. Project is evaluation and feedback. It's going to be his speech 1. The title of his speech is the purpose of the speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback. Later on, he is going to use that feedback into his second speech. The title of this speech is Why I Did Not Join on Renew. Why I did not join or renew DTM Sarfaraz Nazir. You have the stage.
Toastmasters International is a global organization built on the noble mission of empowering individuals to become confident communicators and effective leaders. And for the most part of it works. Members join, grow, and thrive. But here's the part we really talk about: why they leave. We've all seen the glowing testimonials. Toastmasters changed my life. I found my voice. I now speak with confidence at weddings, boardrooms, and drive-through windows. But where are the stories from those who quietly slipped out the back door, never to return? I have joined dozens of clubs over the years. I've stayed in many, I've left a few, and I've walked away from some before even walking in. Here's what I've learned. Let's start with the classic case: the active member who suddenly stops attending. Maybe life got busy. Maybe they had a personal crisis. Maybe they just needed a break. But here's the kicker: no one noticed. I once missed several meetings in a club where I was practically the mascot. Did anyone reach out to check if I was still alive? No. But when renewal season rolled around, I got the classic message: are you renewing your membership? Ah, yes, the warm hug of transactional affection. If you only reach out when it's time to collect dues, don't be surprised when members feel like ATM machines with vocal cords. Build a culture of care. A simple message, "We miss you," can go a long way. In another club, I decided to step away. I informed the officers, thanked them, and left with grace. What happened next? I was removed from the mailing list faster than you can say Pathways Base Camp. No farewell, no keep in touch, just digital exile. When a member leaves, don't treat it like a breakup. Treat it like a graduation. Celebrate their contributions. Invite them to visit. Keep the door open, because when the club leaves the member leaves Toastmasters. Now let's talk about the guest experience. I once visited a club to deliver a speech. The meeting started 45 minutes late. The men sat on one side, the women on the other, chatting among themselves like it was a middle school dance. No one asked who I was. No one cared. I could have been a hologram. After the speech, no thank you, no invitation to return, I left feeling like a forgotten condiment, present but not acknowledged. Guests or potential members, treat them like VIPs. I once found a club that met near my house. Excited, I reached out using the contact information listed on the Toastmasters website. The response, I'm not a Toastmaster anymore. I left that club 2 years ago. 2 years? 2 years of outdated contact information? 2 years of missed opportunities? 2 years of potential members wandering in the wilderness of broken links and dead email addresses? Update your contact information regularly, religiously. If your club officers haven't checked the club listing since flip phones were cool, it's time for digital spring cleaning. Your next great member might be one email away and one outdated contact away from never joining. Toastmasters clubs are non-profit, but dues are real. And when the only time a member hears from the club is during renewal season, it sends a message. We care about your wallet more than your growth. Make renewal season a celebration, not a transaction. Remind members of their progress, share highlights, invite them to recommit, not just financially, but emotionally. Because retention isn't about collecting dues, it's about cultivating belonging. Toastmasters is more than speeches and timers. It's a community, a place where people grow, connect, and find their voice. But that only works if clubs treat members like people, not just participants. So yes, I have left clubs, I have skipped joining others, but I have also stayed in many. Why? Because I was treated properly. Let's take the example of Karachi Toastmasters Club. It was a new club, like a baby just starting out when I first visited Karachi Toastmasters Club at Avari Hotel. I was treated like royalty because I was the first distinguished Toastmaster to walk into a KTC meeting. But then several years passed by. So when I joined the first online meeting of Karachi Toastmasters Club on the last Wednesday of September 2021, once again, I was treated like a human being. I was not asked to join. I was not forced to join because I was already a Toastmaster. But can you imagine the excitement when I saw a post that said, we have an honorary member, Sarfaraz Nazir. I was so touched that I became a member. I'm not only a member. I don't renew every 6 months. I renew at least 12 months out in the future because it's a club that treats its members with fairness, respect, and humility. All clubs should be like KTC. Madam Toastmaster.
What a perfect example of an infotainment speech. A speech full of information and entertainment. Thank you very much, non-member, DTM, Sarfaraz Nazir. He said in this the humorous way, saying sarcastically. So, Sarfaraz Sahab, you don't need to be called out as a member because you are not a member. You are a pillar of KTC. We are the members. We come and go. KTC will go on. But if the pillars are not here, it will start shaking. And by the way, Sarfaraz Sahab, I love the style when you said how Toastmasters has changed my life. I would record a video on that. And I love your shirt as well. Nice top. So, moving towards the theme of the day, DTM Sarfraz, what was the biggest inside barrier that you broke in your life? Please respond in 10 seconds. Thank you. DTM Sarfraz?
The biggest barrier that I broke?
Yeah, the barrier which you created for yourself or that was created by your own traumas or your frivolous thoughts.
Well, I didn't create it myself, but I moved as a teenager to the United States of America. At that time, most Americans had very little knowledge of the world outside United States. Most of them never traveled outside, didn't know. People used to ask me, hey, did you come by boat? I said, yeah, my boat is outside my apartment. But the barrier broken was that many people failed using that, hey, I'm not American, I'm not white, therefore I cannot succeed. No, I broke that barrier. I am one of the few non-Americans who is living the American dream while the dream has gone by most of the Americans. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Excellent. Very inspirational. Thank you, DTM Sarfraz. So moving towards the third speaker of the day, who is a banker and who has a good sense of wittiness by nature. So let's see what he has to tell us in his story, which is his speech. And his speech will be evaluated by a very great Toastmaster who is Toastmaster Naseem Fatma. So let me introduce Toastmaster Rizwan Ahmed, third speaker of the day. And he is attempting presentation mastery as a pathway, level 1 and project 2. And the objective of his today's speech is to write a speech with a purpose. And the great title he has chosen is The Power of Small Steps. I like the title. Let's see what he has to tell. So over to you, Toastmaster Rizwan.
Right, sir. Yeah.
Can I start?
Just let me see the signal.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Eddie, for a wonderful introduction. Before starting my speech, I want to ask one question from all of you in the audience. Very simple question, I guess. Ladies and gentlemen, what is this
Piece of paper.
Piece of paper.
Yes, it's a blank paper. I was blank. Few days ago, I was realizing that I must deliver my second prepared speech. But my mind was blank because a lot of thoughts were coming to my mind. Am I able enough to deliver my speech? Do I have enough confidence? Do I have a story, content, opening, and ending? So, ladies and gentlemen, what I did, I took a very small step by just texting DTM Talab bin Hamid and booking my slot. One step ahead of achieving my short-term goal. My goal was to deliver a speech. And right now, by taking small steps, one after the other, I'm able enough standing in front of such great audience to deliver my prepared speech. How many of you have goals in your lives? Please raise your hands. Surely everyone has. I also have a lot of goals, personal goals, professional goals, health and fitness goals. Couple of months back, I was sitting in my office again, blank. Why blank? Because it was the day when our appraisals were announced. Everyone was quite sure about me that Rizwan is definitely going to get promoted this year. Guess what? What happened? I didn't get promoted. I was demotivated, feeling very low, blank. At that point of time, I realized this is now or never. A very powerful thought and a sentence came to my mind. I just saw on a YouTube video, and it was a very powerful thought to start something big. And it was, for something you never had, you have to do something you never did. I repeat, for something you never had, you have to do something you never did. That was the time I realized that now is the time. I've been working in this organization for the past 9 years, but not able to reach where I wanted to. I asked several questions to myself. This is the life that I wanted? This is the life that I wanted about? No. So I made a big goal for my life. Couple of months ago, I would be in a better place, personally and professionally. So by taking small steps, one after the other, I was able enough to have a job that I wanted several months back. Attending seminars, giving professional exams, taking step one after the other, small step, then again step. I was able enough to achieve my goal. Then I realized why these goals work so well for me. Then I identified 3 factors. Number 1, overcoming fear. Ladies and gentlemen, big goals often feel difficult to achieve. It feels daunting. But when you break down that goal into small steps, into small goals, small strategies, it looks very easy. For example, if a student wants to appear in an exam and if he's studying on the 11th hour at the last day, then he will not be that effective. That instead of he'll be studying, having a 30 minutes schedule once or thrice in a week. So by breaking down my goal into steps, I was able to overcome my fear. Then second, it built my momentum. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a chemical in our mind that is called a dopamine, a chemical associated with pleasure and reward. When you achieve a goal, the dopamine releases and you feel good and pleasurable. So, ladies and gentlemen, the third factor that I realized was that it helped me welcome to create some sustainable habits. Ladies and gentlemen, success is a product of daily habits, not once in a lifetime transformation. Consistency matters more than honesty. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to conclude with a famous Japanese proverb, and it says, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So let's take that first step today and start for a better tomorrow. Thank you. Sorry, I need to ask one question before concluding my speech. Very simple question. Ladies and gentlemen, what is this?
It's a speech written.
Not a blank paper anymore. This is the power of small steps. Thank you.
Very inspiring speech, Toastmaster Rizwan. Very, very strong. Well, the power of the small steps can never be overlooked. But I was thinking, how can Hulk take the small steps? His steps are already so big. So what is the so I don't know he will be succeeded or not. I don't know. I was thinking about it. But I have a question for you, Toastmaster Iswan. What is the one inner barrier you want to break in next 3 to 4 months, which you have created through your thoughts within yourself?
I will explain it in 3 words.
Mhm.
I want to speak. I want to speak. I want to speak.
Oh, wonderful. So then you are at the right space, and I will reply in 3 sentences. Join KTC, join KTC, join KTC.
He is joining Chana from first of November.
Okay, great. So moving towards the last prepared speech of the day.
Yes, sir.
Yes, he's here. Okay, so the last speech of the day, the prepared speech is by Toastmaster Ares Khan, and his speech will be evaluated by DTM Talha bin Hamid. So I would request him to share the speech details.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So today we have a guest speaker from Lungs Energy Toastmasters Club under the patronage of a mentor of Karachi Toastmasters Club, BTM Munib. So today Toastmaster Ares will be presenting his project, which has been appropriated for the researching and presenting project. And in this, the member completing the project has spent time researching a topic. He or she may be speaking about a new topic or known topic or on a deeper level. The member will present a well-organized, well-delivered speech. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. The speech content and style should work well together. And let me also add a note here that actually Toastmaster RAs will be presenting a longer version of this project at the Institute of Mechanical Engineers pitching event. So this is his way of testing out his ideas and concepts. So please feel free to provide him feedback through the chat box as well, in addition to the evaluation. So everyone put your hands together for Toastmaster RA. Navigating to carbon neutral, a roadmap for a sustainable future. Navigating to carbon neutral, a roadmap for a sustainable future, Toastmaster RS.
Thank you so much, DTM Tala. I would request to please give me the access of sharing.
Yes, now,
Yeah.
now you can share. Now you can share.
Okay, thank you. Before I just want to start, I just want to have a confirmation from everyone, if everyone can see my screen.
Yes, we can. You can start now.
Fellow Toastmasters, every day, the earth reminds us the cost of the project. In the melting of glaciers, in the rising of temperatures, and the unpredictable storms that comes every day. As a part of individual of society, this is our obligation to think about a sustainable future. Today, let me take you to the world of future where sustainability is not just a word. It will be the obligation to all the engineers. Today, the topic of my speech and presentation is navigating to carbon neutral, a roadmap for a sustainable future. In this slide, we will cover the overview of the presentation that starts with the introduction of sustainability, and then we will discuss about the frameworks and principles that regulates the sustainability pillars. Then we will discuss about the challenges that is faced by Pakistan and provide the innovative solutions for carbon neutral. Then we will discuss about the circular economy and the conclusion with the call to action questions. Let's start with sustainability. Many of you have think that sustainability maybe refers to the environmental concern. But let me correct you. Sustainability creates a balance between three major pillars. The first is environmental protection. The second is about the social equity. And the third is economic viability. Why it matters? Because it provides us the benefits on the two major aspects. The first is economic benefits, and the second is environmental impacts. Economic benefits, it includes the reduction of the cost through efficiency and mitigation of the risks, while the environmental impact can be done by the preservation of the ecosystems and the reduction of pollutions. While talking about the frameworks and principles, frameworks and principles in any aspect allows to manage, measure, and regulate the approach of sustainability. So, sustainability frameworks has been divided into two major aspects. The first is ESG, which is environmental, social, and governance. In environmental, it comprises of the energy usage and efficiency with a reduction of the waste and the losses of the biodiversity. While in social, it comprises about the benefits of the employee, the engagement of the community, and adhering to the labor laws. While in governance, it covers the management risk, compliance, ethical business practices. Now let's talk about the second pillar, which is GHG emissions understanding. The GHG emissions understanding has been divided into three major scopes. First scope, which is about the direct emissions that covers from our vehicles of daily use. The second scope is about indirect energy, which covers the emissions from purchased electricity, heating and cooling. While talking about the third scope, which is about the value chain, and it comes indirect emissions from the business and waste management. And let me tell you, this is one of the most promising scope of GHG emission. While talking about the Pakistan Sustainability Challenge, Pakistan's sustainability challenge is very unique. It contributes less than 1% to the global emissions, but it ranks among the most climate vulnerable countries. The reason is the unpreparedness of the disasters, the geographical locations, and the rely on the agriculture on that much of level. As you can see, the emissions increased from 87% to the 95% from 1994 till 2023. While talking about Pakistan national goals, which we usually say that NGC goals, in which the first is NDC targets, which aims to cut GHG emissions by 50% by 2030, and the energy transitions where they have a target of moving from 60% renewable energy and 30% electrical vehicles in the national energy mix by 2030. While talking about the afforestations, in which 10 billion tree tsunami program is underway to forest, and as trees are the major carbon sinks, so it will be the most efficient and most reliable drive of the NGCs. While talking about the climate policies 2021, under the PICA Act of 2015, it was focused on the vital areas like water security and renewable energy policies, which mandates increasing the share of alternative and renewable energy by 30%. While talking about the innovative solutions for carbon neutral, what solutions we can propose to give a carbon neutral? The first is the biofuel. Biofuel is actually the renewable energy derived from organic materials, and it's like unlike other fossil fuels, it cuts 25% more emissions than the other fossil fuels. While talking about the RNG, which is renewable natural gas, it's a pipeline quality gas produced from organic waste, and it's chemically identical to the conventional natural gas. and it's a carbon negative prospect that cut down the methane from its usual aspects. While talking about the production of the biofuel, it covers the three major stages, which is primary treatment, secondary treatment, and advanced treatment, which makes the RNG used in the pipeline conditions. While talking about the carbon cycle advantage, RNG participate in the natural carbon cycle where carbon dioxide absorbs by plants during growth, and it releases and as a organic waste and releases RNG production, which goes into the environment directly back, and it empowers the vehicles and facilities. While talking about the circular economy, it covers the three major aspects, which is reduce, reuse, and recycle, and it does not reflect the take, make, and dispose model, but to a more sustainable resource. While talking about the call to action, I just want to ask, what policies will you implement to incentivize biofuel adoptions? How will your organizations lead to the transition to sustainable transport? Which partnerships will you forge to accelerate the circular economy transformation in your sector? And the last, the path to zero carbon requires immediate reactions. And your leadership today determines tomorrow's environmental legacy. That is it. Thank you so much, fellow Toastmasters.
Yeah, so if anyone has any questions, either online or in person, anyone?
Okay. Yes.
Yes, go ahead, Toastmaster.
Actually, I tried to write something in the box because I thought there would be no question answer session, but I would like to take full opportunity of this gap. What I want to ask is that it seems to me I've tried to evaluate this in the box, but I would like to repeat it again. You did not refer latest climate change policy with regard to renewable energy or cycles. You stuck in climate policy 221. The particular reason, do you wanted to take certain points from 2021, or you don't like the latest climate change policy? Number one. Number two, when you describe your presentation, you used a lot of technical jargon, which are not understandable for a common audience. After all, you're going to address your audience. So how can you deal with it? Do you believe that your audience is not like Toastmaster Asgar? They are wise, clever, and they can understand you?
Right. Toastmaster Askar, thank you so much for the very relative question. So while talking about the first question, which you mentioned about the climate change policy of 2021, I refers that with the NDC targets of the Pakistan, which was about reducing the emissions and to create a sustainable environment. So putting that climate change 2021 reference over there, usually just to create a sense of a knowledge for the audience that under the PICA Act of 2015, and that refers about the climate change 2021, which is more relevant about creating a sustainable environment in this aspect. While talking about the second question that you refers about using the uh, that sort of words, jargons, uh, uh, I prepared this sort of speech for Speak Out for Engineers competition, which is a competition between the engineers in all over the world. So I just won this competition on the national level. Now I am heading towards the sub-regional level. So this is a competition that is being conducted between the engineers from all the regions. So that's why I used and referred to those sort of words. So that is it from my side.
Thank you so much. I think we should now move on. And if anyone else has any questions, please put them in the chat box.
In the chat box. That will be great. So thank you very much, Toastmaster RS. It was a very informative session you have delivered. I somehow agree with Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar that some of the jargons were actually quite difficult for the normal audience, like people like me. So I have a great advice for you. Why don't you try this kind of work delivering in Quantum Leap Advanced Toastmaster Club? Because 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 there the audience is actually very nerdy. So you just have to get the membership of QL and deliver. That's all. I'm actually the member there, so I am cross marketing.
And okay, and Dr. Neil actually delivered a keynote just in the previous meeting, so you can ask him about the club as well.
Yes, exactly. So see you soon at the QL meeting. The VP of QL is Toastmaster Imran. So you can contact him as well. So moving towards the theme of the day, Toastmaster Aries. I got to know in your introduction that you are the VP Education as well, right?
Yep.
So I would like to ask you that what was the one barrier you overcome, the internal barrier, while you were the VP Education?
They were our members.
Right. So
Is it the right answer?
No. Go ahead. Alex.
yeah. Okay. So while being the VP education of Lumps in Institute was it's a great experience, and one of the biggest barrier for myself was to approach to anyone. That is the sort of comfort zone. Being an introvert person, I usually don't text to anyone about what he's doing, how he's going to do. So being a VP education, it's a sort of a responsibility for myself to text all the members about and ask them about their pathways, what they are doing, how they will achieve their pathways, and all of those stuffs. So that is, I think, one of the biggest barrier that I have overcome over the year.
That's a great answer. VP education itself is a seat, not at all a bed of roses. No one likes to be VP education because there is a lot of work genuinely to be done. And I can say the same for VP PR in the next term or for next 10 to 20 years. I will never ever be opting for VP PR in any club of the world. Anyways, so this actually concludes the first beautiful segment of today with 4 great inspiring speeches. So let's give a hand applause to all of the speakers. And with this, we will move toward the second very interesting and the most awaited section of today's meeting, which is table topics, And our table topics master of the day is our new member. Not very new, but relatively new. So I would like to welcome Toastmaster Muhammad Asif, and let's see what he has bring as the topics for today's. Stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. In this segment, I will call any member from you or maybe from the online audience. And in this section, member will have to, this is the impromptu speaking section. So members will have to speak on any certain topic, which I will be giving to them. So I think the first person would be the Srimran Rana.
Yeah, so he has a speaking role, so maybe, yeah, he'll be evaluating, so maybe you can call it Toastmaster Pizza.
Okay. So my question to you is, can you recall a time when you surprised yourself by achieving anything bigger which you would be thinking about that would be a barrier for you?
I will take more than 3 minutes for this.
It's supposed to be, so you won't.
I'm going to break the rules. I don't care. Hello, Toastmasters. This is Fiza Aziz, and long time no see. What a great question you just gave me, Table Topic Master. Have I surprised myself? Yes, I have. This year, ladies and gentlemen, has been the most difficult year of my life. I had lost my job on the beginning of the year. And for 3 months, I was sitting at home, totally jobless. I didn't have any hope that I would get a job. But then miracle happened and I got the job in Bank Islami in compliance department. There I worked for 6 months, but things didn't work out, even though the head of compliance was my best friend, but his hands were tied. So it didn't work out. Again, I lost myself. I was like demotivated. And then I got the job at my previous organization, which is called UBL, which I worked there for 4 years. At that time, the head of the department said, I can't do anything. I had given you a CV, so let's just pray. I prayed and I kept and believe in God. And then in 1 month, I got a call from the HR that we are going to hire you for a manager position. Are you interested? I said, sure, why not? And then things take a U-turn in my life. I regained my confidence back. I got my, let's just say, superpowers. And then I entered the previous organization on 5th of September. It's going to be a 1 month now. I'm an assistant manager there. Alhamdulillah, Allah has been great to me. And I can't be grateful enough for this because this is such a wonderful opportunity. And I had surprised myself because I was thinking I had gone between heartbreaks, between losing the job, between, psychological, mental problems in your mind. I had surprised myself by being resilient, and I was like, wow, I'm brave. I have so much patience. I'm such a good girl. Alhamdulillah for everything. And now I'm looking forward to the other new chapters of my life. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Miss, for sharing your resilience and story. We often come across these kind of things at the different stages of the life, and we have to face it with the patience, resilience. So, and we should keep believing in ourselves, and this is the theme of today. So the next speaker would be TM Sohail Saab. Are you ready for
The word of the day we remind you that overstand.
Yeah, the word of the day is overstand. So keep using it in your speaking.
Where is the timer? How will I come to know that
Sir,
the
can
time
you,
is?
yeah. Can you see the window where your table topics master is standing?
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
that will be the timing window. Yeah.
Sir, my question
Okay.
to you is, what do you think? Are limits are real or self-created? So what do you think about this? Please share with us. Am I audible to you?
Yes.
Okay. Let me tell you that I am very clear about it. Our limits are self-created phenomena. They exist in our psychology. They are not objective as such. For example, fear, feelings of guilt, feelings of shame, feelings of low self-esteem, they all are self-created. Whatever is self-created can be overcome by our own counter actions, counter measures. For example, being a Toastmaster, our aim is to be a good communicator. And good communicator is the one who speaks from heart. And when you speak from your heart, your self-created limitations start thinning away. They just go away. So my conclusion is that you just have to break the shackles of self-created limitations and just speak from your heart. It is just one example of, I am just talking with the reference of public speaking, of reference of Toastmasters clubs. So just overstand with your own will, with your heart, and keep moving. These things will go automatically. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sahil sir. The last participant would be, I think, my question to you is, what's the one goal which scares you and fascinates you as well? On the other hand.
I can start.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tabletop Masters. One goal that fascinates me and also seems impossible. Okay, here is a thing that recently I have started going to a school that's located in an underprivileged area. When I see my journey in life, I have seen all those things which those kids now want to achieve. However, they don't have the facilities which I got. They didn't get the education, they didn't get the resources which I got. Somehow I feel, I want that they get those resources, they get that mentorship, they get that path which made me who I am today. However, what I see is a lot of monetary problems, a lot of problem of resources, things that might take years to build, things that won't initially have high returns. The effort won't pay well initially. You don't really know that even after a decade, you will be able to succeed or not. Because if that was possible, that would have been achieved earlier. Because I do realize this fact that every parent wants his children to achieve the best in their life. Every parent, let's say a person who is a driver himself, when he drives a luxury car, he wants his kid to own that luxury car in future. They want that thing. However, they really don't know the path. So this might take years, but I really want that to happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vase. What a great goal you talk about, and it's a great to way back to the underprivileged, to the people who are living in the underprivileged areas. And I hope this could be successful for you, inshallah. And we all are with you on this great cause. So that was he was the last speaker in this segment. So now over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
I have two tables for topic speakers, both of them qualified.
Great.
And how many were? There were four.
There were total 3, so all 3 are qualified. Everyone, please vote. You haven't voted for best speaker as well. There are only 2 votes. So please vote.
What's the third table? No. There were two.
Vase, Fizza, and Sohail.
Yeah, there were 3 total. So
Sohail sir.
and just one. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Table Topic Master. Your topics were very entertaining, informative, and related to the theme. So thank you for your contribution. I actually do agree with Toastmaster Suhail Sahab that limits are only self-created. There is no such thing in the world called limitations. No matter your estimate was previously off, but now is the time to rise and shine. Remember, the shortest distance and the difference between mistakes and mastery is growth. That's all you are holding back. And I was holding back a lot of limitations and inner doubt previously. And by the passage of time, I unlocked and unleashed. And there are still some things internally which I have to set free and use my wings. So, moving towards the evaluation segment of our today's great meeting. So I would like to invite Mohammed Asfar, the journal evaluator of the day, who is our dearest Toastmaster, Muhammad Asfar. Muhammad Asfar, the stage is.
You're muted. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Tehseen, for your energetic and confidence voice. I always learn from my fellow Toastmasters. What I learned from today's Toastmaster of the day is if you want to look confident, be energetic, and come up with a very assertive voice. We are now in the last session, which is journal evaluation. Today, I'm the journal evaluator. And as per procedure, we evaluate the prepared speeches as a first sub-segment of this session. And for that, our first speaker.
Before you, yes, I'd just like to inform you that could I go in at the very last reports? No.
DTM Tala, are you ready to evaluate Toastmaster Ares?
In the prepared speech evaluator list.
No, actually, okay. DTM Tala, if you can come up and evaluate the last speaker.
Sorry?
If you can come up and speak the last speaker.
No, actually, what Toastmaster Hiba is requesting last for her evaluation.
Yes, that is why I'm requesting you to please come up to evaluate the last prepared speaker.
Okay.
You need to go in order.
All right.
Just skip the first evaluator.
The road to hell was paved with the best intentions.
I thought it was a good intention. Sarfaraz Nazir, please correct us.
Okay. So, okay. So, Toastmaster RAs, first of all, let me congratulate you on presenting a wonderful project. You have done something that I haven't seen any speaker do previously, and I don't exaggerate. And that is that you use the slides as a complement to your presentation rather than reading off the slides. Congratulations on that. For that alone, this project is a resounding success. You had a very confident start, and you started with a vision of the fist, an absolutely great way to start. Because if I were you, I would have perhaps started my usual way, doom and gloom, how everything is collapsing on all of us. But you started with a positive vision of the future, which is again something very rare to do. And your flow was great, and you were overall very engaging. Your voice was also clearly audible, and at times we forgot that we was looking at you through a screen. And that is the level of engagement that we're always looking for in a Toastmasters meeting, whether we are online or in person. Now, improvement areas are more than usual simply because this speech is meant to be delivered in an expanded form at a greater stage, right? So first of all, you said in this slide, I will show you that is not needed. We are already looking at the slides. So don't take us out of the immersion of hearing your presentation. There is a lack of visuals in your presentation. Perhaps some visuals would be helpful, although your text was, congratulations, very visible, very clear. For example, the 10 billion trees, we would like to see at least a photo of those 10 billion trees or some of those 10 billion being planted. Similarly, the other projects that you mentioned, if you had gathered actual photos of those sites, that would be amazing. And I also felt at times, but perhaps that was just me, that your presentation went from stage to stage uh, in a pattern that was not immediately clear to the listener. That from where did you start and where were you leading? So perhaps at the start of the speech, you could provide a navigation that, this will be your opening, this will be your body, and that will be your conclusion. And so that affected some clarity of the speech. Now, to challenge yourself, I will request you to simplify some of the jargon, no matter what the audience. Because you know what? In your audience at the greater stage at IMechE, there will be some engineers, but most will be people who are looking to perhaps invest or work with you on this, right? So engineers will understand simplified language, but non-engineers will not understand jargon. So simplify a little bit, and that is your challenge. And finally, make your conclusion more assertive. Your conclusion, your call to action was absolutely fantastic, but it should be more assertive and with more vocal variety. With that, I hand over the charge to the general.
Thanks so much, Toastmaster.
Thank you, DTM Tala, for this detailed, comprehensive evaluation. Now, the second last speech was from Team Rizwan. Team Rizwan will be evaluated by Toastmaster of the Day, our VP Public Relation, Toastmaster Tehseen. Are you there? Are you ready?
Yes, sir, I am here and I
So
am ready.
grab the stage from me.
Thank you for giving my stage back. Okay, the amazing topic, the power of small steps. I loved it when I read it in the agenda, and I knew something great is coming up. So, Toastmaster, actually, I would like to start with the best things I observed while you were speaking. So it was a great and engaging start, but the unique thing was it wasn't an ordinary start. It was absolutely engaged with the theme and the project. That is a very good thing, which I noticed in your speech. Secondly, your hand gesture were constantly like that. It was not above, which was arrogant. It was not down, which was submissive. Throughout, you kept your hand, which is a great quality of our speaker. So congratulations on that. Third thing was your speech was absolutely clear. Your words were not confused. Your words were very easy to understand and easy to get what you are trying to say with your audience. I would like you to, having said this all positive things, I would like you to challenge yourself with a couple of things. I have seen that you have a natural variation in tonality. In some of the areas, you used it, but you may haven't recall it or so that this is your one inner strength. So for instance, when you were talking about your demotivated thing when you were not promoted, you may have said, okay, I was very demotivated. But then I struggled. I applied to different places, So this kind of tonality gives a very good impact to the audiences. And second thing, which I would like you to challenge yourself, in a couple of spaces, you were moving from here to here, which is very good thing. But in the physical kind of setups, which is the drawback in online meetings, you have a full stage and you have full space. So when you were talking about the second part of your speech, which was actually when you joined the new company and all that, so you could have come here and try yourself a bit everywhere. So this kind of stage movements actually give a great impact to your audience and do not keep them boring. Overall, it was a great speech, and I love the message which you gave about overcoming the fears and small steps as a strategy. You used a Japanese quote for motivation, and I love the way you ended it. That in one pocket you have the blank paper, and when you delivered the entire speech, it was no more blank. So congratulations, you did a great job. Thank you. Over to you. Pranaya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tehseen. Now, Mr. Evaluator, Vase, it is your turn. I know eggs have no business dancing with the stones, but I don't like to be a barrier of bad news, but you are condemned to evaluate DTM Sarfaraz Nazir. Last time I wanted to request him to mute as video so that I cannot see him, which somehow may have produced some sort of confidence in me, but now it is your turn and he is unmute with video. Now the stage is yours. I know you are not scared, believe me.
Thank you, Junior Evaluator. Why did not I join or renew? Money problems. What did I like about his speech? Body movement, those hand gestures, which were perfectly aligned, those facial expressions, man on the one side, woman on the other, perfect facial reactions, and stage movement. Like his camera was literally just this much, and he was just using it effective. The other thing I liked about his speech was the choice of words. Digital exile. Member feel like ATM. And again, those men on one side, women on the other. Hilarious analogies. That's why you didn't like that. The third thing which I liked was you made it relatable by talking about KTC and you repetitively asked us questions. Can you imagine why KTC? Imagine why I was excited. Now, coming to the feedback portion. Feedback to DTM Sarfaraz Nazir. Okay, when you started the speech, you went with, Toastmasters is a platform where effective communicators and leaders come into being. And you told us why many people don't get addressed and they eventually leave their clubs. And then you went on to answer how really adequately addressed, and then you were adequately addressed in Karachi Toastmasters Club. So you see, you were talking about KTC, and then you were talking about yourself. You did eventually ended up about yourself, that why did you remain a member of KTC, but you did not eventually conclude about the Toastmaster itself. You talked about yourself, but you left the Toastmasters part. The conclusion seemed a bit missing. You see, the opening of this speech sets the mood that in conclusion, we'll get some answers. The opening talked about Toastmasters, but the conclusion did not. Maybe what you could have done to comprehensively conclude it also talked about Toastmasters. And please overstand me and use word of the day in your speech. So overall, a great speech. Next time, just use word of the day in a better connection. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Wase, for defeating my all expectations. It's a wonderful evaluation. I stopped myself phrasing you because that would be amounting pre-pool rigging. And participants are going to vote for the best evaluator. Now, Toastmaster Imran Rana, I want you to take your turn as a evaluator of table topic speeches. Over to you.
After report.
Now it is the decision of the general evaluator that you.
Okay, so thank you so much, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Let's give Toastmaster Muhammad Asif a big round of applause for conducting such a wonderful table topic session. Let me tell you one thing, you didn't do the table topic session, but you also did one of your project as well, and that was an active listening, in which you have to conduct a table topic session and you have to respond the speakers as well. So you did great job in that as well. You can mark your
No,
mark is completely seriously.
don't teach him wrong lessons.
No, it's not. Okay, so the table topics were according to the theme, and all the speakers delivered not only the table topic speeches, it was more like a complete speech and quite an inspirational as well. And the first speaker was Toastmaster Fiza. So Toastmaster Fiza, she came and she conquered. She was quite confident as always. She delivered a wonderful story about her resilience and setbacks and recovered back. The way I love the way she spoke. Her pronunciation and enunciation was quite amazing. The only area of improvement was she was fidgeting with her fingers. And second thing was she was just standing. Maybe she could move the stage towards left or right, although she was moving back and forth. So only that is the area of improvement for her. Then we had Suhail Saab. Toastmaster Suhail, you did a wonderful job today. You used some amazing words like broke the shackles, and it was quite inspirational. The only area of improvement which I would like to suggest you was that your camera position was not quite well. Maybe could have used in a horizontal way so that you could have more vertical virtual space, and we could see your hand gestures as well. Overall, a wonderful speech delivered with great confidence and with great power. Then we had the last speaker, and it was Toastmaster Wase Ahmed. Wase Ahmed, you brought your personal story, and we know about the background, so it was quite touchy and it was quite inspirational. And we wish you all the best in your goal. The only area of improvement which I would like to suggest you, since it was your personal story and it was directly coming from your heart, maybe the vocal variety could have supported your story more if you could little more powerful and more powerful. Plus, you were standing on just one place, so stage movement could also create a great impact in your speech. I would suggest you to please come up with a 5 to 7 minute speech. It's quite valuable, and maybe you get support in your noble cause, just like Toastmaster Rabia Tabassum. So overall, all three speakers were amazing today, and I thoroughly loved their speeches, and hats off to our table topic master. Over to you, General Imran.
Thank you, Imran Rana, our table topic evaluator. Now I would like to call our past president, current treasurer of Karachi Toastmaster Club, Toastmaster Heba Rais Khan, to come and evaluate Toastmaster Asgar's speech. Toastmaster Heba, the stage is yours.
Okay, Toastmaster Asgar, what a speech! Interesting, entertaining, and hilarious as always. What I liked about your speech was that you had a good entertaining way of delivering your speech. You had good confidence and clarity in the way you spoke. You shed some light about your personal journey, your job in the government sector, which was quite informative. You had good eye contact, and I found you constantly looking at the camera. You had good hand and body gestures, which you used to express yourself with. Your overall spoken English seemed to have quite improved a lot. That's a very good sign. There was good audience awareness in your speech. There was a good flow of body movement, which I found during the time you spoke. And during the time you spoke, you had engaged the audience's interest with a good constructed speech. You also had shared some aspect of your communication style and the impact it had on others. However, there was just one room of improvement that I found in your speech. It was that you could have incorporated vocal variety to bring more interest and more flair to your speech. Overall, it was a pretty good speech, well delivered, well practiced. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Reba, for evaluating Toastmaster Asgar. Now, this is the end of evaluation of prepared speeches and the table topics. Now it's time to request the members submit their report. Can I request the grammarian and the word of the day?
Yes. Yes, sure, sir. Everyone, please vote for the best evaluator. And you guys are not voting. If I don't have enough votes, I will not announce the results. So please vote for best speaker, best table topic speaker, and best evaluator. And meanwhile, let me present the grammarian report. So first of all, congratulations. No one used the word of the day except Toastmaster Vase twice. So you did. Okay, then I missed it. Apologies for that.
I tried.
So
I
yeah,
tried.
it was yes, you tried, of course. It's not a usual word. It's not even in some dictionaries. It's in American dictionaries, not in British dictionaries. And it carries the risk of cultural appropriation when we use it in the slang manner. Anyhow, so, but I think we now have a good overstanding to the word overstand. And I actually saw this word in a meme, in a TikTok video. So, no, not a TikTok video, meme where there's a list of things, tweets, I think, or something, and someone said, I totally overstand. So I really, really like this word, and I totally got what that person meant without even checking it out. Anyway, so Toastmaster of the day started with okay, which is a filler word. So not okay. Fiza Aziz said real family. So this is a good tribute to Karachi Toastmasters Club and Toastmasters in general. Too good to be comfortable.
It's recorded.
Oxygen of social life. Communication is the oxygen of social life. Beautiful usage. Nuisance value, rigidly divided into categories, lacking mathematical exactness. Here is the kicker. Warm hug of transactional love. That was, I think, the phrase of the day. Digital exile. How beautiful is that? I could have been a hologram. Forgotten condiment. This is so poetic when someone forgets ketchup or sauce somewhere, it lies forgotten, right? People, not participants. And Toastmaster Rizwan, I would like to highlight two things in your speech. First of all, you used again blank. You first used blank, and then when you went blank again, you said again blank. That was very well done. And you repeated one of the sayings. And that actually helped us actually get that saying because we did not get it for the first time. It's a little complex, but in the second round, we got it. So, absolutely great job. I mean, this is how you elaborate your points. If it takes repeating, repeat it during the speech. There's no rule against it. In the rising of temperatures, countermeasures. Someone said countermeasures and counteractions. So countermeasures is good, but when you use it with counteractions, it becomes redundant. Shackles of self-created limitation. Arrogant versus submissive, hilarious as always. These were the good usages. A few corrections. Someone said beat the bushes around. I think it was a stumble while speaking. It should be beat around the bushes. Rookie mistake. ATM machine. M in ATM already stands for machine, although it is acceptable because we all use it in that manner, right? But preferably just say ATM. All of you audience should have been all of you or all of the audience. As a part of or individual society. While this is not incorrect, it is also redundant. You could have said as a part of society, as an individual, or as a citizen. Myself included, we fall into this trap of using multiple words when we just should be using one. Feeling of low self-esteem. This is also redundant because low self-esteem itself is a feeling. During evaluation, someone made the cardinal error of saying and all that. No, that actually disrespects the content. Don't say and all that. If you can think of what the speaker said in addition to what you are highlighting, just end it whatever you're highlighting. No need to say on and all that. I know it's not intentional, but it comes across as dismissive, especially during an evaluation. During a speech, it's perfectly fine. Someone said suggest you should have been suggest to you. So that has been the grammarian report. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Oh, sorry, I was so engrossed in the report of DTM Thala. when DTM Tana speaks, we all try to correct ourselves. This is a genuine praise. I know some of the issues that DTM Tala must have stolen from somewhere. So a thief who steals from a thief is not a thief. I usually, copy him. Now it is time for the listener. Do we have a listener for our
Yes,
today's
we
meeting?
do. Yes,
We
yes, we
want to
do.
listen.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, TM Asgar. So let's see that how attentive viewers are during the speeches today. So most of the words already have been used by different evaluators. Some of them were evaluators and the grammarian as well. So I think it would be easy for you, for all of you to oxygen of the social life. Who said this?
Toastmasters group.
Yes.
Not me.
A journey of 1,000 miles begin.
This one.
Yes. We care about your wallet.
Be here.
About
Details address.
what was the NDC target of GHG emissions, carbon emissions?
Net zero.
What was the target they have planned to achieve by 2030
Yeah.
to reduce the 50% carbon?
50. Yes.
Tonality. Tonality. Oh. Yes, Toastmaster of the day. Digital exile. Sky is falling. Yeah, that was the report from me. So I think you all have done listened very attentively today. Thank you.
Great.
Do we have a counter? Someone from our counter?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Asgar. So starting from the prepared speech section, Toastmaster Asgar, you use 5 times, we multiple times, like in we, then again we. Toastmaster arrays under that, and it's a and check 2 times. Then comes the table topic section, and the third speaker, sorry, Toastmaster Vase use even if 3 times, and at last the table topic evaluator 7 times. Thank you.
Bus, that's it.
It's all used by Tala.
I suppose this is the end from the reports,
Yes.
report counter. And
Yes.
okay, so this is the end from my side. But before taking the leave, let me just speak for 1 minute, 60 seconds. It's all about saying a thank you. And our today's meeting, the Toastmaster of the day was VP, Public Relation Tehseen. Thank you for your energetic conduct of the business of all components, and you will be coming over here again in few moments to thank me especially because I praised you. And I would like to thank you, the participants from online. I think there were 8 participants in one time online, 3 female, 5 male, if I'm not wrong, and around 5 online. The online participant were happened to be male today. So to take a phrase from Tehseen, all 4 inspiring great speakers delivered their speeches very well, including TM Asgar. And welcome to the new speaker. I surprised that I haven't heard the first speech of TM Rizwan. I should have been there and heard it. I can't recall his icebreaker. This is something really irritating me. But let me refer to the videos because I want to know him. Our Toastmaster Fiza Aziz, long time no see. We learnt many, at least pronunciation, the verb, correct our pronunciation from your fluency. We want you to be a member of what you called the real family. So be a part of this real family. Um, yes, this is the end from my side. Established, over to you, VP, our today's Toastmaster of the day. Tehseen, over to you.
Yes.
Thank you very much, you're an evaluator. As usual, you have done a great job and would love to see you in person in our future in-person meetings if I come in person. That's a disclaimer. So overall, it was a great meeting, and I would like each of us to start breaking the barriers, the limitations we have created within ourselves. Trust me, we all are blessed with extraordinary powers, insights, and abilities. Aspire, inspire, and break the cage. That's the only thing which is holding each of us back from becoming what we always want. With these thoughtful words, I would like to give the stage back to the acting president, and we will end the meeting because I see the guy is already there. Okay. It's not my fault. Mr. VP prolonged it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Quickly winding up the meeting, but two messages. Please cast your votes for the best Big Four. And as per tradition, usually it is the president who nominates the best facilitator. But the president was not present today, and two ExCom members were facilitators themselves. So with the sinking heart, I would request Toastmaster Azhar to do the honors and nominate the best facilitator. You can do so after the voting announcement, or you can do so later on the KTC group. So will you do that, Toastmaster Azhar? In your assessment, who was the best facilitator from grammarian, R counter, and listener? All right.
Yeah. Yes. Should I make it public right now?
No, you can make it public later on the group or after the results have been announced. And before that, I would like, okay, our guest has left the meeting, but let me resolve the mystery, Toastmaster Asghar. Like most of your predicaments, this one also comes from me. You not having witnessed Toastmaster Rizwan's icebreaker speech. I am the culprit of that because Toastmaster Rizwan did not make his icebreaker speech at KTC. He made his icebreaker speech at ACCA Toastmasters Club. I was the Toastmaster of the day. I challenged anyone that who could come up with a speech within 15 minutes. And Toastmaster Rizwan took the challenge and he delivered a spectacular icebreaker. Toastmaster Rizwan, we would certainly request you to deliver your icebreaker again at some point, may not necessarily immediately, at some point at Karachi Toastmasters Club, because we would certainly love to hear it. So there you have it. And now for the results. Today, best speaker. Okay, let me press. All right. Yeah. Today's best speaker goes to DTM Sarfraz Nazir. But there's a difference of only 1 point between him and Toastmaster Rizwan. So congratulations, Toastmaster Rizwan. Best evaluator goes to myself. Sorry. You were like 1 vote behind. Best table topics goes to Toastmaster Wasit. Best Big Four goes to Toastmaster Tessie. That's Toastmaster of the day. And we'll soon hear from Toastmaster Asghar about the best facilitator. And with this meeting comes to an end with a vote of thanks to all the participants who made this meeting possible. Again, another beautiful meeting. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Thank you.